Most of us are either introverts or extroverts by nature, but we all display either introverted or extroverted personalities at different times. For instance, you may be an introvert in a group of strangers or in a party, but you may be extroverted at home. However, most people exhibit stronger tendencies, either one way or the other. Would you consider yourself to be an introvert or an extrovert? So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the introvert personality. So introverts have an inward focus and aren't usually the life of the party. Everybody knows that. They have a strong sense of self that can make them feel highly self-conscious around other people, making walking into a crowded room a little nerve-wracking for them. Introverts have a hard time being goofy in front of the camera and telling jokes to more than a couple of people at a time, but they can be extremely witty. They are less like Larry, Curly, and Moe, and more like Woody Allen. But that doesn't mean that introverts' personality traits are neurotic. Introverts process their emotions and thoughts and observations internally. They can be social people, but reveal less about themselves than extroverts do. Introverts are more private and less public. Introverts need time to think before responding to a situation and develop their ideas by reflecting privately. Introverts' personality traits can be passionate, but not usually aggressive. Introverts can focus their attention more readily and for longer periods of time, and they aren't easily swayed by other people's opinions. The introvert's personality, shy and quiet. Some introverts aren't stereotypically shy and can strike up a conversation with almost anyone. These introverts enjoy going to parties and events and interacting with people. But most introverts would rather be at home, because introverts can find small talk easy, but tiring, and sometimes even boring. They would rather have meaningful conversations about the depths of human souls and minds, but find few opportunities. After all, those aren't the usual conversations around a water cooler or at dinner parties. An introvert's personality traits aren't necessarily tentative or hesitant, but introverts do prefer to think before they act. Their energy source. Introverts tend to get their energy from within, so being with people is draining. After a day filled with people or activities, introverts tend to feel exhausted and empty. To recharge their batteries, introverts need to be alone, reading, daydreaming, painting, gardening. Any solo activity fills them up again. This doesn't mean that introverts have to live alone in a cave in the hills or on Walden Pond. They just need quiet time to come back to themselves. The energy source for introverts is from within themselves. Physiological differences. Introverts' personality traits include increased blood flow in the frontal lobes, anterior thalamus, and other regions associated with remembering events, making plans and problem solving. An introvert's brain is literally wired differently than an extrovert's brain. Love relationships. Introverts don't necessarily have a fear of intimacy, but they can be more difficult to get to know than an outgoing, friendly extrovert. Dating and relationships for introverts can be challenging. In conclusion, I would say that I've just discovered that I am actually an introvert, even though after drinking some alcohol I can be an extrovert. But in general, I pretty much relate to the things I was saying here, especially in relation to having to have time on my own, feeling drained after a whole day talking to people. Yeah. Being at home, I like that too. Reading, just I used to be, outgoing and wanted to be at parties all the time, but I guess I'm just too old now for that, I would say. So another feeling I have is that people change from being extroverted into introverted people as time goes by, just like some other changes that happen into a person's personality as they grow older. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and next one I'll talk about extroverts.